One thing people struggle to do on the golf course more than anything else is break the magical number 90. Well, in today's video, I'm going to teach you 3 simple tricks to allow you to break 90 consistently and easily. You need to work out how to break 90. Again, the course I'm playing on today is a par 72. So that actually gives us 18 shots to play with. That is 1 bogey per hole. So that's what we've got to play with today. You can obviously work in some triples, some doubles, some birdies, but if we're just going to go straight to basics, that's 18 bogeys we're allowed. So 1 + 1 on every hole. So tip number 1 on how to break 90 consistently and easily. Throughout the round of golf, you are undoubtedly going to hit them bad shots, which allow you to end up in a position like we are in here. We've missed the fairway by about 20 yards. We are in the thick trees, but here's where it gets interesting. Up above, we have a gap. We can hit a wedge onto that green. Now, that's great if you can pull that off, but the percentages are pretty much stacked against us when trying to do this. So what most people will do is go for this gap, leaving them in the worst spot, because we know what happens. You catch a little bit of branch, it drops down, you're in the same spot again. So course management and shot management is key here. So what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate what we can do here. So we look around, we look at the lie, the ball's sitting nice. We could punch a 9-iron out and get it as close to the green as possible, but there's some overhanging trees, so that might cause us a little bit of problem. Or what we could do, if we move the camera a bit, we actually find that there's a really simple gap to go through here. The gap's pretty big, the room for error is pretty big, and there's no overhanging branches. So we could take our 9-iron, we could take our 7, our 5, and we can just punch it out and get ourselves back in the correct spot, like so. And look at that, we are back in the fairway, back in play, and we've got a chance at making that bogey. Because remember, we have to make a bogey on every hole to shoot 90 or break it. So there is your first tip, course and shot management. Remember, we are trying to break 90 here. We are not super duper impressive professional golfers. So think like it. And because we've taken our medicine and pitched out correctly, we're now in the perfect opportunity to get up and down and maybe get away with a par, bogey at worst.
So in conclusion, take your medicine if you hit a bad shot and chip it out and give yourself a chance at par at best and a bogey at worst.
So tip number 2 for breaking 90 easy is to minimize the free putts. The free putts are killer. We've all been in that place where you've hit 2 great shots onto a par 4 and you leave yourself a putt and you stand over the putt, you feel good and you think it's time to get a par, knock some shots off the score. You take the first putt and you go, oh no, I've left it a long way short. Oh no. You walk up there and you're like, now you're nervous, right? So how do we fix this problem? First of all, we look at the whole green as a whole, right? We look at this green, for example, and it's got a lower tier here, and it's got a higher tier here. So what do we know about this green is that there's 2 tiers, 1 higher, 1 lower. The lower tier is a lot bigger. It's a lot easier to hit your shot onto, but it leaves you a longer putt. The higher tier, a lot smaller, harder to hit, actually causes you a lot of problems. So we've done the right thing in putting it into the lower tier. But now what we need to do is work out how this green breaks. So we have to read the green. We stand behind it. We look. There's a ridge in the middle, so we know it's going to go up and downhill. But here's the secret. Here is why you'll leave these putts short or you'll smash them long. It's not because you're not good at putting. It's not because you can't stroke a putter. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because you're not good with distance control. Now, we all know how far we hit our driver. We all know how far we hit our irons, but we don't know how far we hit our putter. So one key tip I advise you to do when you're putting on the greens and you're trying to hole or two putt from a long distance, what you're going to do, you're going to start to work out, you're going to put 1 foot to the right of it. You're then going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 yards we've got. And you know what that means? That means we've got to hit a putt that is going to go 15 yards. And this is where most of you go wrong, because you don't know how far you're going to hit your putt. So you'll stand there and you'll go, oh, it looks like this distance. You'll hit your putt and then you'll see it come up short. So what you'll start to do is, this isn't going to help you the first time you hit your putt, but the second time you have a putt of this length, you're also going to know, okay, now I need to hit it that little bit harder. Don't tell me I've holed it. Ooh, but you're going to hit it that little bit harder. You're going to know how far a 15-yard putt has to be hit. You're going to know how hard to hit it. You're going to know how far to take the putter head back. And this is going to improve your golf. This is going to allow you to start making sure these 50-foot putts, these 25-foot putts, these long putts that you're really struggling with, start to become easy.
So, in conclusion, you're going to pace out your putts and learn how far you hit your putter with each stroke.
So, tip number 3 is actually a really, really simple tip, but one that people neglect and people just don't think about. So this is actually about where you hit your ball from. The tee block right here, as you can see, is aiming us to the right of the green. The green is here and the tee block is aiming us here. And this is why it's a major problem, because most people throw their ball down and they actually line up to these tee blocks. They know the flag's down there somewhere, but they always assume that the tee box is aiming them where they need to go. So they'll stand here and they'll aim like this. And as you can tell from the camera, there's only one place this ball is really going to end up, and that is right on the right of the green. Just like that. And the problem is because I'm being told to aim that way. So my number 1 tip here is, when you get on the tee block, you're going to stand here and you're going to look, where do I want to be aiming? Okay, so I want to aim at that flag. So what you're going to do, you're going to put your ball down on your tee peg, whatever you want to do. You're going to step back and then you're going to start to aim. You're not going to let the tee box, you're not even going to focus on the tee box at all. So you're then going to look down it, you're going to go, okay, I need to be more this way. And can you already tell the difference from where I'm aiming? You're then going to set up, and guess what? You're going to hit your shot and it's going to go pretty straight at the flag. That is absolutely perfect. But can you see how easy it would be to hit the first shot? And this catches so many people out. And this isn't just for the par 3s. This is for when you're hitting your drivers, when you're hitting your irons, your rescues, your freewoods. This is for every shot. Do not align to the tee box itself. It will cause you problems and it will make you shoot over 90.
So in conclusion, you are not going to aim with the tee box. You're going to step back and find your own targets.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They are my 3 main tips to allow you to break 90 consistently and easy. I know they seem simple, and a couple of them are, but guess what? I bet you didn't think about them. And if you did, I bet you already break 90 on a regular basis. So if you have enjoyed this video, please smash the thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, turn that notification bell on. Follow me across all my socials, because we release content daily, every day, and we have got some absolute bangers coming up for you behind the camera. All about improving golf, all about having fun, but most importantly, it's about helping you not become choppers. So again, in the comment section, let me know what you thought of these tips, how they helped you in my previous videos, how they've helped you, and are you breaking 90? Or maybe you're just aiming to break 100. So thank you once again, and make sure to click here, by the way, for another video to help improve your golf. And as always, stay chopping.